This is Dave Mann of Lottodds. It is July 30th, 2023. Okay, the feature here, the auto reduction feature is working great. It is catching the winners, all right? So I'm gonna create this video is going to be practice session number 19, okay? So I'm gonna keep making these videos so you get used to this feature because this feature is huge. I mean, I'm gonna repeat this again. If there's anything you need to learn on Lottodds, it is this feature. This feature is gonna catch winners for you with very few numbers, and it is huge. But obviously you need to learn how to use it, okay? So you can develop your own strategies to start catching these winners, okay? So let me see. I'm going to, hold on. I posted this here, the hot double play alerts for Texas, okay? And it's going to be, I posted on the 30th, okay? That's when I started. But let me tell you something. When you isolate the patterns, the more you isolate the patterns, you don't have to change, I should say you never have to change these numbers until that certain pattern hits. For example, here you have doubles plus PS1011, and then it comes up with these numbers here. You never have to change these numbers until the double plus PS1011 hits, because that is on the level where you were working on, right? And this is a very important point for you to understand, because a lot of members are getting this confused. What they're doing is this. You should know by now that this is level 1, L1 default, right? Now, here's what they're doing. They're isolating patterns, right? They'll isolate patterns, okay? And then they'll be on a different level. Like say they'll be on, here, this is easy to look up. They'll be on a default level like that, right? Or say, for example, let's pull out another level. They'll be like on 10.3.2, okay? So they'll be on this level. See that 10.3.2? And but then they'll be looking at, instead of looking here and saying, okay, what is outstanding, right? And they look through here and they could say maybe HMB, okay? Hit, miss, back. I could be looking at that. Or miss, FBS, right? To think what's coming up next on this level, 10.3.2 level. No, they don't do that. What they do is this. They will look at level 1, right? Default level 1 here, okay? And they'll start seeing here, look at the hit and miss chart and trying to determine what pattern's next. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Why is it wrong? Because the hit and miss, right? They refer to the level that you're on. So why would you look at level L1 default, right, on these patterns here, when they're referring to these past 3 winners? Okay, these past 3 winners, right? You want to refer to the level that you're on. So say if you isolate the doubles, this is what you're supposed to be looking at to hit. Okay, so when you have the levels isolated, right? So say, for example, I go to here, and remember, we added this. This is to isolate. So it does it all for you. What it does, it's an auto combined winners feature here, okay? So you should know that by now. I mentioned in past videos. So say, for example, you think like 10.11 is going to hit next for Texas with a double, right? You hit the double, right? And you hit 10.11. Bam. That is it. Look. See, this is what you have left for this. Okay, now this is on the default level of the new level that you're on, because now you changed the level. Yeah, hold on. I have a bug there. Just click anyone up there twice and it'll show up. So now you're on now this is the default level for 10.11. See, this is 10.11 right there, default level. If you don't touch that, okay, and you don't utilize here the L1 default, that's when you go like this. That's now utilizing L1 default. You never have to change these numbers until this pattern hits, until 10.11 hits, okay? But again, I'm going to repeat this here. When you're on 10.11, say you isolate doubles and 10.11, right? This is what you need to look for, right there. Okay, this is the pattern associated with doubles and 10.11. So this is how you determine, okay, I'm on this level, 10.11. what's going to come out next here, okay? And what, at this point, when you've isolated yourself on this level, you still could look at what may come out here on level L1 default. Remember, this is L1 default also, okay? Because it can show you whether a miss or hit will come out, okay? So if we look at back at level 1 default here, look, it can tell you here what you're looking for. You're not looking for the pattern. You're looking for the color to come out, right? Because if you're going to isolate and you're going to use the L1 default, remember here, the wins, right, or the misses, okay, they're going to pertain to here, the hit and misses here, okay? So for example, you know the hit pertains to the number, okay? The numbers being reduced here, these numbers being reduced here in the first digits. I mentioned it many times in past videos, okay? So hit right there, okay, if you have a hit win, that's a purple number, right? And hit miss, right, that's a green number, all right? So if you have something like this, look, if you have something like a miss, right, the numbers right here are going to be one set of numbers that are going to be turned off. If you have a hit like this, okay, it's going to be different numbers that are going to be turned off. So it will allow you, for example, if you're back on here, right, and you're going to utilize the L1 default, if the L1 default comes out like a purple number, which was with a hit, then you're safe to do something like that. Hit, match it with the hit. So there, so the numbers that it turns off, it's going to match the L1 default level. So you don't wind up removing the wrong numbers like that. See, and you just reduce it down to 3. So, I mean, if I have something like this, one number, for goodness sake, I don't need to even use L1 default. That's a great thing about when you reduce them as much as possible. When you isolate the patterns as much as possible, you'll get less numbers like this, okay? Now, let's go over what may be due tomorrow for Texas and what is due. This is, hold on, gotta double click that. It's a bug I gotta fix. So this is level L1 default. We're back. Look at how many days double hasn't hit. This is 1 day. This is 2 days. This is 3 days. This is rare. For the year that went by, it usually goes 1-2 days max. It tends to regularly go just like 1 day where it doesn't hit, and then you have one or multiple double hits. I haven't seen this in the year, okay, where or for 6 months or something. I did the breakdown a few videos ago, but something like this is rare. Okay, so it is high probability on July 31st, we're going to get a double coming out, if not multiple doubles coming out. So if we know that, then we can isolate the double like this. Look, isolate. All right, so now look what we have. Wow, look what we have here. Look at the threes. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, extremely high probability that could be a 1 or a 2. But then you got 2s, 3s down here. You got the 1 hit here. It's up to you to make the decision. On this side, you also have 2s and 3s. 1 is here. 1 could come out there. We could be seeing 10, 1, 1. I don't know. It's up to you to decide. But this is where you can play multiple patterns, not just one, because you're playing a few numbers. But when you play multiple patterns, isolate, isolate, isolate as much as you can. Okay, for example, look, because there's so many 2s and 3s that came out here, 1 is overdue on this side. So what pattern are we looking at? We're looking at 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. So utilize here. You can utilize this to reduce them to see what could come out, the pattern, what you're looking at here. Okay, 1, 2. So you're going to turn off all these and just leave the red ones, right? There you go. So this is what you have here. Look at this. Look at all the 1, 3s. You got 1, 3s, you got 1, 1, and 1, 2 possibility of hitting, right? So it's 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 10, 11, right? You've got this already came out. Could it flip? Let's see, 8s. 8s. Wow. So it looks like we're not going to get a hit on an 8. It could such a high probability. It's going to flip to a 9, 10, or 11. 9, 10, 11. What happens if we take out the 8? Let's take out the 8 and see what we have. Okay, up here in the drop down, this is all about research. So the 8 is going to be pair sum 8 right there. And then we have this. The 10 already hit there, 10, 1, 1. Now 9, 1, 2. So the high probability is on 9, 1, 2 hitting with a double. 9, 1, 2. If a 1 comes on the red side, if a 1 digit comes on the red side, we could be looking at 9, 1, 2 hitting right there. Okay? So, but what I've done is this. I've left the 8 in. Why? Because when you utilize everything, you're playing with such few numbers, you can play them all. You can play the 912, 813, 912, 1011, 1113. So let's do 813. Let's see what we got. If we isolate, we're doing the doubles and we're doing the 813, right? 813 right there. Wow. 3 numbers right there. Okay, let's do the reverse. Nothing. Okay, so we have hit and miss right there with 3 numbers. Let's see at the miss. If we got a miss, we got 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. Okay, 6 numbers we could be playing with right there. Okay, now if we think it's going to come out here, now this is when you look at this. Oh, hold on, getting that bug. All right, if we look at this, it already hit win FSB with this. So high probability it could be, we could have a miss FSB. Look at this. Miss FSB. You got FSB. So if a miss hits with 813, it's going to be one of these numbers. Okay? Now, if we go back to here, which this is either hit win or miss win. Okay? It's one of these 3 numbers here. Hit win or miss win. Hit win or miss win. So it'll be miss win back. This one, 688. Or here, miss win. Do we have a hit win? Yeah, hit win will be FSB. This is FSB, but FSB hit twice back to back. So you can probably think it might be this one. 688 if this pattern hits with a double 813, right? With a here. See that? With a miss, what is it? Miss win? Miss win? Yeah, miss win back. Right there. Okay? So very few numbers. And then if you go to the next one we said was, okay, hold on. What was the next one? Hold on. Let's just turn this back on and we can see it. Okay. So there you go. So it would be 912. We didn't, it's 912. It's 912. Okay, because this thing, see it refreshed. Hold on. It'll be 912. So 912, 1011, 1113. Okay, 912. I'll just do this last one. 912. See, 912. Look at that. Only 5 numbers. So easy. If there's 5 numbers, you don't have to implement the L1 default pairs to reduce these. Okay, I mean, you could go like this. Okay, and see how it doesn't reduce them because these pairs with L1 default is matching these, which kept these numbers. Okay, but then you would have to go through this like this. I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to make it complicated because it's more simple than it has to be. Okay, so it would be something like miss win like that, reverse like that, and you go through these like that, reverse. Okay, last one is that, reverse. Okay, so you stick to here. You don't have to change this at all right there. Okay, so hit win like that. Okay, you got these 5 numbers. Okay, and the other one was, let me do it real quick. We did 1010 in the beginning, right? So I'll do one more time. 1010. Okay, 1010. You have 4 numbers. Okay, and then the other one was 1113. 1113 is 5 numbers. So you have very few numbers, and what you could do with those is that you can utilize additional filters here to reduce the numbers even more. Okay, and the thing is, like I said, when you isolate these patterns as much as possible, like I did right here, down to here. Hold on. What did I just do? That was 11. Okay. All right. So when you isolate them, right, as much as possible, like I did with the double plus the L13, okay, you never have to change these patterns, these numbers until that pattern hits, okay, until this pattern hits. 11, 1, 3 with the double right there, okay, when that pattern hits, okay, then you could go ahead and change the numbers, okay. Why? I mean, think about it. You're on this level here. You're on the double. You isolate the double with 1113, right? So what's going to be added on here? Okay. If another double hits, right? Think about this. If another double hits, but it hits with 822, is it going to be added on top of here? No, it's not. So what are you going to see when you come back here again? If another double hits, but it's 822, you're going to see exactly what you see here. Why? Because you've isolated 1113. So does it make sense that these never change? These numbers never change, okay, until a double with 1113 hits. This is why this feature is so awesome and great, and I love it, okay? And it's a brand new feature. We're all learning how to utilize this feature, and it's going to take time for everybody to learn it. And even myself, I'm learning new strategies with this because this is a brand new feature, and every time we create a new feature like this, okay, and this was complicated to code, it opens new doors. It opens new doors to let us see other features and other strategies, and there are many. Okay, this is one just basic, simple one, okay, to utilize. Now, what we're creating next is, let me show you here. I put here on a hot double play alert for Texas. Now, these are all good until the patterns hit. I showed you a snapshot how this is overdue. And then I've isolated the doubles here, and I've showed you here where the one digit red is overdue. And then I showed you here another snapshot where I isolated the red one digit here, and you've got the 8 and the 9s and 10s and 11 here with the one digit red, and still with the doubles right there. And there goes the patterns here. It looks like a B or FSB or FBS is the hit with the double. And then this is what the result is for pair sum 11, 1, 3. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 numbers only. They never change until double 11, 1, 3 hit. Until that specific pattern hits, you continuously play those numbers. Here, PS doubles plus PS 10, 1, 1. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 only. They never change until this hits. Okay? And when this hits, one of these are going to be the winner. Okay? Doubles 9, 1, 2. Okay, never change. Okay, you see that? You got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. These never change until this hits. It hits, there's one of these is going to be the winner. Okay, here, double 8, 1, 3. You've got 1, 2, 3, three numbers on this one. Okay, and these numbers never change until the specific pattern hits. A double plus an 8, 1, 3. When it does hit, one of these three numbers will be the winner. Oh, don't forget this. 3, 4, 5, 6. So on this side too. See if I have any in the green. And that's pretty much it. All right. And remember, and I'm going to repeat this again, when you isolate patterns, work with the hit and miss chart on that pattern level. Okay. So you concentrate, you figure out what's going to hit next here. Okay. The pattern here. Don't go to default L1 and then look at the hit and miss chart and try to determine the pattern that's going to hit there, because you're on a different pattern level. Okay? I wish you the best.